Hey, what's up guys, Raids here. Wanted to talk about an issue that I've noticed when testing level 60 pals with 0 trust against Xenolord Ultra. So going back to old school, without the trust system, without level 65. Look at this, these are Neptilius's, level 65 ones by the way, against Xenolord Ultra getting absolutely annihilated because Neptilius and as well as a bunch of other pals now have this really bad clump up mechanic that basically makes them drift toward the boss and stay in melee range. Xenolord does it too, you're going to see it here, they're just complete clump up. They run as fast as they can toward the enemy, and they just set themselves up to be absolutely obliterated. And there's another look at the kills here. These are level 61s. So if you want to test this yourself, like breed a new army of whatever favorite raid pal you have, and throw level 60 pals with 0 trust at Xenolord Ultra and see how they do. And that's when you're going to see the true performance of the pal, because you're not going to have level 65 and trust to outscale him. And when you don't outscale him, you really see the flaws in the behavior that a lot of pals have now. Now, Xenolord always did this, and Jetragon did too. Jetragon's pretty bad at this, where he just clumps up completely whenever he doesn't have a skill. Look at this. It just goes right up to melee range, setting themselves up to be obliterated by whatever Xenolord Ultra does. It's really bad. And by the way, these raid armies all have rescue pals. Here we're going to see Orserk's doing it. Orserk's pretty bad at it. So even though they resist Dragon, once you take them to 60, like a level 60 raid army, which is really the appropriate level to face Xenolord at when you don't outscale them, they just get obliterated. It's just they just set themselves up to get hit, the entire raid hit by everything. But not all pals are like this. And Azurobe is one of them that's not like this. Azurobe is a dragon type, and it's water, doesn't catch fire. I think is the best dragon pal now for this raid, because it doesn't clump up. And it's pretty small. It's not as big as J. Ignis or Yormantide. So I had a lot of success with level 60 Azurobes, because even though, yeah, they walk up to the range to use their skills, they kind of hover around the boss and they don't clump up as much. So even though, look at this, these are level 60s, a lot of them got taken out by Holy Burst. The raid boss can't really wipe them. So there are, I'm basically going through a list of pals that I thought were really good and kind of reevaluating my opinion on a lot of them based on their level 60 0 trust performance against Xenolord Ultra. And the reason that I don't want to do it against Moonlord is because Moonlord has wonky mechanics. He's not really a pal raid boss, he's more like a gimmick. But in Xenolord Ultra, when you have fresh pals, and these are older pals that I never leveled up, I took them out of my dimensional storage, and I'm testing them with pal pods against Xenolord Ultra now. And I'm seeing all these flaws that are cropping up with pals that used to be top tier. I mean, they're still good, you can still win, but it's not ideal anymore. Xenolord is really bad at it. Neptilius is horrible at it. Like a team of the level 65 Neptilius got wiped. I don't want to imagine what 0 trust 60 Neptilius is going to do. It's going to be, yes, you can clear it with heal grenades and all that stuff, and you can get good RNG and pal pods, you can help them out. You can get the clear, but it's really uphill. The clump up behavior is really bad. You really don't want that, and you particularly do not want that when a new level 70 raid comes out that we cannot outscale, that is designed with trust in mind. It's going to be a massacre if you have 15 of a pal that clumps up. That's not good. Even if they resist the typing, even if they have the high defense, you cannot be clumping up against an ultra raid boss of the current level. You cannot do that. That's horrible. That's suicide. That doesn't work that way. Ultra bosses are basically, they wipe the floor against clumps of enemies. So that's the first thing I wanted to get out of. And I have a video coming up, a very extensive one that I'm editing right now for you guys, that is the top raid pals taking into account these changes and taking into account the actual raid behavior and how they do whether they clump up or not against the raid boss. I'm going through testing the highest stat total pals first. Bastigor is actually decent at this. He doesn't clump up quite as much, and Palladius does not either. But really, Neptilius is horrible at it. Neptilius just goes right up to the hitbox of the enemy, the hurt box, or whatever you want to call it, down to the pixel and just stays there. I mean, I've seen a Holy Burst just wipe out all of 10 plus of them in one hit. It's just like J. Ignis Part 2, basically, except that they clump up way more. So that's the point number one I want to get out of that. I'll be doing a revised list and basically like a tier list. I never do tier lists, but I'm working on one for you guys based on this fight at level 60. And then the other point I wanted to get out of the way is that a lot of people have not noticed that raid pals are going out of hunger, going hungry really quickly now, way faster than before. Now, I'm not going to downpatch the game to test this numerically, but I do a lot of raids, and I've seen that pals now, if the fight starts taking more than 3-4 minutes, boom, hungry. Everyone's going hungry regardless of hunger bar. So in my testing with level 60s and this fight, regardless of pal, large hunger bar, low hunger bar, it doesn't matter, they start going hungry. And because we started annihilating Xenolord Ultra with level 65 pals and 10 trust, we now outscale him. I think this has gone largely unnoticed because we're ending the fight so quickly, and there's so many quick ways to farm him that, you know, you don't really see it. But look at this. These are Azurobes that are going hungry. The whole raid went hungry by the 5-minute mark. And they have Mammoris Curry. And they ended up failing because they ran out of stats. Basically, they started getting the hungry and the starving penalty. You can see it over on the top right there. They ran out of damage, basically. And they couldn't clear. Eventually, they ran out of time. So I just cut the raid short. I destroyed the Pal box. Now, you're going to see as a follow-up here, the same... here, they ran out of time. They just ran out of time. Even with the Rescue Pals, they couldn't do it. Here, we're going to see the same raid... 13 Azurobes with 2 rescue Neptiliuses, so water pals. Same skills. The only thing I changed was the food. As soon as I gave them mozzarella cheeseburger, completely fine. They got the kill in 8 minutes by themselves with a little meteor rain support from Estegon, of course, to clear ads. Because I don't really feel like giving them all meteor rain for this raid. It's kind of a little bad damage against the boss himself. And they did completely fine. All I did was sacrifice 5% damage with curry down to the mozzarella cheeseburger, and they did completely fine. And by the way, in my testing here, it came out that Azurobe is actually a really good raid pal now. It's a dragon type, it doesn't burn, it doesn't have the clump up behavior. I mean, these are things that I think a lot of people don't pay attention to because we've optimized the hell out of raids, that we kill the fight so quickly that you don't really see the penalties. But again, this is very useful info for you guys to have, because in the future, we won't be outscaling the raid. I mean, yeah, you'll be able to kill it quickly, but if you don't have pals that can outscale the boss and you're still learning it, they will go hungry. So here's against level 0 trust pals, 60 against 60, and they have mozzarella cheeseburger, and they're doing so much better. They went the whole fight without going hungry. Their skills are the same: Hydro Slicer, Curtain Splash, and Holy Burst. And they got the clear, no problem. No problem. They didn't run out of hunger, they didn't run out of stats, no one was starving. I think I got like 1 hungry at the end of the raid. Didn't matter. So I wanted to get that out of the way for you guys, so you guys start paying attention to this stuff, because this is stuff that doesn't come out when you do Moonlord. When you do, well, it does come out on Moonlord actually. If you take too long to do Moonlord, they will go hungry. But just start paying attention to the hunger level of your pals. That if they don't have a hunger buff, like a mozzarella cheeseburger, immediately they just start going hungry, like that 2-3-minute kills. If the fight lasts longer than that, everyone just goes hungry. And you get a huge stat penalty. It's really bad. So I will be recommending you guys start doing the expedition for the cow meat now, the mozzarella meat, because that's going to be way more valuable than Mammoris Curry in the long run. The hunger buff really protects them from long fights going hungry. We're talking 8+ minute fights. They only start going hungry really late in the game. So the hunger debuff, hunger buff, is really, really good. Super valuable in a raid. You only lose 5% damage. I mean, yeah, it sucks to lose damage, but going hungry sucks even more, especially when rescue pals are involved. So here, as you're going to see in this footage, their damage rate is kind of the same, except because they didn't go hungry, they managed to win. That's basically it for the food portion. And the other thing I wanted to get at you guys is that in my recommending of raid pals, I am really paying attention to how these pals do at level 60 with 0 trust up against Xenolord Ultra without player damage and rescue pals. And I'm just watching their behavior and seeing how tanky they actually are in a real raid situation, not on paper, not against Overworld or a tower boss, but an actual raid where the raid boss likes getting into melee range, they like clumping up. Those things affect the real tankiness and effective HP of raids way more than people realize. So pals that clump up right now that I've noticed that are really bad at it are Neptilius, Orserk does it, Jetragon and Neptilius I think are the 2 worst ones, and Xenolord also. Xenolord's really bad. You just stay away from Xenolord on raids, really. The more experimenting with him, the worse he is. Jetragon, it's unfortunate because they have such good skills, good special moves. Like Jetragon and Xenolord have great special moves. If you're going to go Dragon, I am testing Sylvegus right now, I'll tell you right now, because I looked at the run speed and walk speed. I'm not sure if this behavior is down to AI or just a combination of run speed and walk speed, but there seems to be no minimum for Neptilius to get into melee range. Whereas Orserk actually slows down once he gets into attack range, slows down and starts circling the enemy by walking. Orserk does a lot better at it. Our Azurobe is really good, and I'm in the process of testing Sylvegus. If Sylvegus gets away with not going up close, he might be a candidate for #1 Dragon Pal right now. Even though he has no secondary stats, he actually has a higher stat total than Orserk. So Sylvegus might actually be quite good with rescue pals. So I'm testing all that stuff right now for you guys, and I will make the next video is going to be that. It's going to be those pals. I just wanted to get that out of the way for you guys. So it's a pretty big PSA here. Do the testing yourself. If you don't believe me, take your favorite 13 or 15 raid pals, throw them up against Xenolord Ultra with no trust and level 60, see how they do. because things are changing quickly. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for watching or for your comments. I will see you on the next one.